Today on Running to Him, we are wimpy Christians. Let's change into Hezekiahs. Today's reading is 2 Kings chapter 19, verses 1 through 19, and we'll be concentrating on verses 14 through 16. 2 Kings 19, verses 14 through 16 says, Then Hezekiah took the letter from the hand of the messengers and read it. And he went up to the house of the Lord, and he spread it out before the Lord. And Hezekiah prayed before the Lord and said, O Lord, the God of Israel, who are enthroned above the cherubim, you are the God, you alone of all the kingdoms of the earth. You have made heaven and earth. Incline your ear, O Lord, and hear. Open your eyes, O Lord, and see, and listen to the words of Sennacherib, which he has sent to reproach the living God. In today's reading, we find Hezekiah did two things. He sought the counsel of Isaiah, and he took the problem to God in prayer. If we are to overcome stressful negative situations, we must do exactly the same thing. We need to seek out the counsel of a godly believer and go directly to God with the specifics of the problem. Now, I've mentioned the Schweinfurt Chapel prayer book before. When we would meet in the chapel during lunch, we would ask for prayer for our issues. Now, I don't remember a time when someone prophesied the result of the prayer, but many times while discussing the issue before we prayed, some offered wise counsel and then prayed. My experience during my walk with Christ has generally not been what is seen in today's reading. A prayer request will be shared, and some will say they will pray for that particular situation, and that's that. On occasion, the request might be brought up again, but it's almost always in passing. There are many Sunday school classes which produce a prayer sheet, but again, sometimes it's ancillary to what's really going on. Hezekiah laid out exactly what was written on the message. He focused on the bold words which were spoken against God. Hezekiah placed God where he should be placed in our minds, above everything else. The words he spoke drove home the issue, and he asked God to solve the problem. Today in the United States, we are faced with three direct attacks on God's sovereignty. The abortion issue is a blight on mankind. It cannot be denied that that which is inside the womb is a growing, living human. To dismiss it as a bunch of cells attacks not only God's sovereignty in allowing a child to be created, but it denies humanity as well. Next, we are being divided through a virus attacking us. It's irrelevant for the moment in placing blame. We must unite in prayer so that God will stop this pandemic. The town of Oberammergau, Germany, prayed that God would prevent the town from being wiped out in the bubonic plague. They promised to produce a play about Christ's life every 10 years if God would answer their prayer. God stopped the plague, and the people of Oberammergau have kept their promise for hundreds of years. The plague stopped because they united in prayer. We need to stop being vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers and get with the program and pray. Finally, we need to focus our lives on God's desire to be integrated into our lives. We need to stop living as people who happen to be Christians and change to Christians living like we believe God. We are wimpy Christians. Let's change into Hezekiahs. Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.